Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? You all right?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah. I'm all good. I'm all good. Where are you? Where are you today?
I'm in my residence in my southwest London, looking outside the window. I can see the sun is shining. So yeah, I'm properly in lockdown.
Yeah, properly locked down. I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you, Claire?
I'm over in Kentish Town, so just north of you.
Not just north. I think you'll find it's over the bridge, over the water.
Yeah.
You may as well be on the moon.
I wish. I'd prefer there today, probably.
I'm really pleased that the AKT has still been able to do a lot of work during this difficult time.
Things have definitely ramped up. I think the number of cases coming in has seen a real spike, and also just the complexity of those cases. So the caseworkers are just working around the clock. It's quite astounding.
It is astounding, and it is quite distressing to know that, of course, because of the situation, we all know how important it is to stay at home during this lockdown situation. But then again, you know, the work that AKT does is specifically for young people who find it difficult to have a safe living home environment. And that's why I think they have seen this spike in increases, which is a testament to the work that you've been doing and all your support staff and the volunteers, etc. That's one of the first things that drew me, anyway, to the work that AKT does, because we all need someone. We all need some support. And if you're not getting it at home because of either violence or being kicked out or whatever, and it must be a really difficult time if you really feel you've got no one to turn to.
Absolutely, yeah. Feeling particularly cut off. I think for some young people at home is so hostile, and then you've lost your sense of community in some ways when you're not able to get out there and meet up with friends. It's really important that we offer them something that means that they can stay connected, just without the physicality.
It is kind of making the AKT and other industries look at different ways in which to engage with young people, particularly when you look at my generation. I'm what's described as an old fart. So myself and technology don't really go hand in hand. So to be able to use this tool in such a productive way is I think another string to the bow of the work that you do, and that will only increase the different avenues with which people can get in touch.
Definitely. I mean, we've got live chat now on the website, which is something we haven't had before, which is brilliant. So at any point, a young person can go online and instantly talk to someone, just in the bottom right. And at the minute, it is fully staffed by caseworkers. But, 10 years' time, maybe it'll be robots. We don't know.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. All I can think of now is that TV program, Tomorrow's World, where everything was meant to be in the future. It's now going to be literally tomorrow. And as I say, because when I look back on my life and one of the things that when I was approached to be a patron by the AKT, I thought long and hard about it. And I thought, you know what, actually, the whole coming out experience, whatever way you identify, is not necessarily an easy one. And it can be met with hostility, even worse so by, your loved ones, your family and your friends, and then that brings on a sense of shame and wondering what your self-worth is. And so I think at a time like this, where everything is heightened because we have a lot more time to have our own company, it's so important to have a voice at the end of the phone, someone you can discuss an issue with. I even know that the AKT has provided emergency shelter and accommodation for certain individuals. And it's so important to know that those facilities are available.
Definitely. I think when there's so much uncertainty out there in regards to the rules and regulations and the impact it has on housing, and especially when people are maybe in slightly tenuous rental accommodations, and it's just knowing that we have experts and specialists who are there to talk about the impact that the current situation is having on housing, but also the impact that it has on someone who is still facing other things as well. So we've still, seen young people being evicted. We've still seen young people being asked to leave by their families. We're still seeing these people we're really with nowhere to turn to, because you can't sofa surf at the minute, obviously, for your own safety and for the safety of your friends and networks.
Sure.
It's a really sort of dangerous place to be when you really don't have anywhere. So the cases have been really complex, and there's been a lot of working with local authorities and different housing providers, but it's just making sure that someone has somewhere safe to sleep.
I'm very, very pleased and proud to be one of the
one of our fabulous patrons. Absolutely.
What can I say?
Well, I think that we've always been really lucky with our supporters, like, for sure. I think because it is a cause that is so personal to so many people, whether they are LGBTQ plus themselves or a fierce ally. And I think lockdown has only highlighted that even more, and just the sheer inventiveness and creativity that's out there. I think that's something that I've been really, really touched by in this time.
I think I've got to agree there, because obviously we're now steadily approaching the whole Pride season, where we're all used to so many big events taking place across the country, not just London. So despite this lockdown, AKT is still managing to put something together to still create a sense, A, of pride, and B, of people coming together to celebrate and acknowledge where we've come to.
Absolutely. And I think the lineup from sessions really highlights that as well. Looking at who we've had involved, for people like you and people like the amazing supporters that we have out there. I think I'm like you, I didn't have any sort of horrendous coming out story at any point, and I know I'm one of the lucky ones. And I also like knowing that we can be part of this future vision, this idea that a young person who is really going through it at the minute can look to people and think, you know what, this is not going to last forever, and I can't wait to wave my rainbow flag around and dance in the street at next year's Pride 2021.
I'm totally with you there, because must remember is that it's not a government wholly funded organization, and still relies on the support of many generous benefactors, and anything from whatever one can support does make a difference.
Absolutely. I mean, a recent fundraising favourite of mine from lockdown, from two of our supporters, was they hosted their own unwedding day. So in their garden, they were in bright, sparkly sequin blazers, and all the guests that would have been at the day they'd originally planned were encouraged to donate to AKT, and just the love and gorgeous, touching messages that were sent to us along with those donations, that was a definite highlight for me.
What a lovely gesture, because I think people should also remember that for every great story, non-horrific story, there are so many of our friends and people within our community who've got horrendous stories, and they will continue to happen. And because of their experiences, they want to give back. And because of my experience, I also want to give back, because being LGBTQ plus is not limited. I mean, it could be your daughter, your friend, your neighbour. So I think it's something that we should all be very much aware of.
Absolutely. We also had our very own Eurovision song and music video fundraiser, so created by a supporter, Nick Slater, which was just so catchy and poppy and joyfully eccentric, and just everything I did not know I needed right now. So I think we've been really, really pleasantly surprised with just how creative and innovative our supporters have been during lockdown.
Well, that's really good. That's really great to hear. So I think the supporters should also be thanked, and to be encouraged to continue to support. And any potential new supporters who may not be aware of the work that the AKT does, it should be stressed that it's not just a London-based organisation; that it is national, and it does help young people all over the country.
Absolutely, yeah, which is a testament to the fact that our supporters have helped get our name out there as well. So, you know, our caseworkers are working around the clock, our referrals are spiking, and that's why it's so important that teams like mine, so teams that work with supporters, just really galvanize them and, you know, keep going that way, because without our supporters, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing.
I'm gonna ask just a question of the caseworkers and the people at your organisation. How are you guys coping with the whole lockdown? And is there anything we can do to support you?
Well, I think we've all really come together, ironically, which, yeah, mentally together. I think just knowing that we have our supporters out there is fantastic, and it really pushes us to keep going. People during lockdown, they can support our AKT Together appeal, and so that could be by sharing our posts on social media. They could host their own innovative fundraiser. So we've got,
we like the sound of that.
Yeah, running a marathon in your kitchen, go wild. We've also just launched a Bake for AKT kit with a recipe from Bake Off's John Waite. People can choose to make a donation on the website, which is a classic choice. And they could also buy one of our very own Dominic illustrations on the website, which I do have handily to my right now. So I'm just going to show these on screen. Gorgeous, right?
Nice, yes.
Yeah. So they are A5, feel very QVC, just showing them on screen. Yeah, absolutely. They are A5, they're on the website. And basically anything our supporters do is incredible, and we just love hearing about it as well. So we love it when people do raise money for us and they email us to let us know what they've done, or they share their work on social media.
Well, that's incredible. Well, I'm going to order 4 of those at the price. I would have done some baking, but I'll be honest with you, my cooker has literally seen so much action the last few weeks. I mean, I'm normally in and out of this house, but now yesterday I went to make a banana cake, and it failed miserably because I didn't realize there was a science in baking, and now my oven doesn't work.
Oh no. Oh no. All right, well, maybe you can go on Bake Off, Celebrity Bake Off next year. Some time to prep.
Well, all I can say is that I've done a couple of things for AKT. I did a little silly sketch thing about me, what I was up to when I was heavily into the lockdown, which you'll probably see in a moment. But I've also made an online appeal. I'm not really a big fan of the word appeal. Is there another word we can use that make it sound a bit more? What's the word I'm looking for? It's more about awareness and letting people know that AKT is still operational and out there, and also needing support from donations, and also there for people who need to use a service.
Brilliant. Yes, I mean, we are so grateful for your support, and I haven't seen the piece that you've done yet, so I'm excited for that.
What are you talking about, woman?
I think this is going to be the intro to that, though. So I'm there. I'm ready. I'm raring to go.
Well, it was just a little silly thing. As I say, I live alone because I'm one of those unloved people.
Never.
So it was just an idea of what I'd be getting up to. It's not very long at all. So, and it was actually filmed in this very room. So it's a bit of humour, because I think we all should still try and remember that even though we're all going through this really weird situation, that it is going to end. And if we can add a bit of humour and humility in amongst the good work that you're doing, that can only be a positive thing.
Absolutely, yes. Galvanizing that support and just showing our young people that we're there. All the good things.
Exactly. We haven't forgotten them, and they will not be forgotten.
Damn straight. Well, thank you so much. This has been really fun.
You're more than welcome. I love that plant behind you. It looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, the cheesy one.
It's huge. I mean, I daren't show you my dead plants, but well, maybe I'll do some gardening today.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I'll have to find some kind of stringy vest to wear.
Yeah, and a backwards cap.
Absolutely. I think you've seen my wardrobe. Well, thank you for all you do, and anybody who is watching this, please do become a supporter. Check out the website. Check out the links for donations, and they all say we're in this together. Let's show them that we're all indeed in this together.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a lovely week. Bye.
And you. Bye, bye, bye.
How are you spending your lockdown? We have all the time in the world, time enough for life to unfold all the precious things love has in store. We have all the love in the world. If that's all we have, you will find we need nothing more.
Every step of the way will find us with the cares of the world far behind us. We have all the time in the world. Nothing more, nothing less, only love.